What's up, everyone? Welcome to the first game recap of the year. I will be doing one of these every week during the preseason and the regular season, so please subscribe if you would like to see more of these breakdowns. Today, we are going to be looking at the Hall of Fame game, the very first game of the preseason. Really exciting to watch. We're going to start out with the Jets today, and the big story for their quarterbacks is Zach Wilson. He looked way more comfortable as the sleeveless backup than he did as the sleeved starter. If this goes well, it could start a trend for teams hanging on to their bust quarterbacks because Zach Wilson is only 24. Today was his birthday. So as long as the guy isn't too divisive in the locker room, I think it's a really good move to keep him around. And, you invest such a high pick in a guy, why not see it through while the guy is still pretty young, younger than Stetson Bennett, who was drafted this year. So I'm not ready to completely count out Zach Wilson. He looked really comfortable today. He completed a nice deep ball, so that's something to look out for. He may not be playing very many preseason games. It might be the Tim Boyle, Chris Streveler battle here. I'm expecting Tim Boyle to win that pretty decisively because he's Aaron Rodgers' friend. He played with him in Green Bay. And Chris Streveler, the main thing I remember him from was he was the QB sneak quarterback for the Cardinals. I had never seen that before where they swap out a guy just for the QB sneak. So I kind of thought to myself, like, is this going to be a thing? Are our team's going to have a QB sneak quarterback now? But, I mean, you could see it. He was 1 for 7, 9 yards and a pick. I don't think he's making this team personally. Rushing, we got Israel Abanikanda. He was the star. Nobody really had a high average in this game, but he had the touchdown. It's his first game as a rookie. He's a really good one-cut running back. He offers something a little bit different than what they got now. So that's a name to watch. Travis Dye from USC in Oregon. Decent. He's an okay player. I don't know if he's going to make the team with how deep they are at running back. And Demaria Crockett, 1.8 yards. I think Dye and Crockett, I don't know if they're going to make the team. Again, the Jets are super deep at running back. They have Michael Carter, they have Zonovan Knight, they have Breece Hall already, and Abanikanda, who they just drafted. So they're pretty loaded at that position as it is. As far as the receiving is concerned, Malik Taylor caught that long ball from Zach Wilson, so that's why he has way more yards than anybody else. I will say the guy to look out for here is Jason Brownlee. He had that highlight reel catch from training camp. I thought he looked really good out there. He's a name to keep an eye on as far as making this team. Zach Kuntz, that's another guy to keep an eye on. Super athletic. He got picked in the 7th round. I wasn't really sure why because he tested so well, but they could have found a diamond in the rough here with Jason Brownlee and Zach Kuntz. Those are the two guys in this group here, the receiving group that I would look out for the Jets. For the Browns, it's all about DTR. He looked really good out there. I know that Kellen Mond was 13 and 19 and he had more yards, but I think you can kind of see Kellen Mond isn't going to take the chances that Dorian Thompson-Robinson did. DTR looked a lot more comfortable than Kellen Mond, in my opinion. I think DTR is going to win this job. Again, it's way too early to be saying stuff like that. But at the same time, this was a guy in his very first NFL game, and he looked really comfortable and in control of the offense. And I really liked what I saw from DTR today. John Kelly, he's a guy, I can remember him as like a sort of sleeper when he was on the Rams. He had a pretty productive day today. He had 42 yards on the ground. He had a receiving touchdown, 4 catches, 27 yards. That's a name to keep an eye on. Jerome Ford didn't play in this game. Neither did Nick Chubb, so he could be the third back. They also have Demetric Felton. Super speedy guy, had a touchdown, 6.6 average. He's going to have a role as well in that offense. Another speed guy, Anthony Schwartz, the receiver. Not much there. I don't think he really did. He caught a pass for 7 yards. So, he ran for 7 yards and caught a pass for 7 yards. DTR had 36 on the ground, averaged 6 per carry. Again, if anybody came out of this game as a huge winner, it was DTR for sure. And we'll look at the receivers real quick. Really, the only guys you got to keep in mind here are John Kelly and Demetric Felton. And DTR, of course. And for the receivers, Cedric Tillman, high school teammate of DTR. They spent a third-round pick on him, so he's going to get a little bit of run during the season. How much, I'm not too sure. He's pretty comparable to Donovan Peoples-Jones, but him being younger, he might take a backseat to him and Elijah Moore this year. Austin Watkins, I think his touchdown was a result of DTR's phenomenal play, so I wouldn't read too much into that, but a name to keep in mind because he got a touchdown. John Kelly, like I said earlier, caught that touchdown. Productive day for him. Demetric Felton had 2 catches. David Bell had a little bit of run last year. He had 2 catches. So there's not a whole lot to take away from this receiver group here today. This was a product of Kellen Mond playing super safe and DTR just being in full control of the offense. Not a whole lot. There wasn't anybody who really ascended themselves out of this receiver group today. I will say, though, DeJuan Jones is a guy. He is really good. He must have had just abysmal interviews. Like they were saying that his interviews with the Steelers were especially bad. But I mean, he must have had his pants off during the interview because he is so good, so good. Yeah, that's what to keep in mind for fantasy football after the Hall of Fame game. Again, very first game of the preseason. Don't jump to any crazy conclusions based off of this. We saw last year what could happen if you do something like that with Josh Jacobs when he got a whole bunch of touches in the Hall of Fame game and everyone read into it way too hard and he ended up leading the league in rushing. But I think it's an important exercise to kind of look at the very first game and kind of see how this season is starting off. And that's going to do it for me, guys. Hope you like this game recap. Again, I'm going to be doing these every single week for the rest of the year. Please subscribe, please like, and I will see you later.